things. First and foremost, I know you watched and heard about and saw what happened in our nation's capital yesterday. Talk to me a little about your initial reaction as not only an African American woman, but as an activist here in Texas.
My initial reaction was, man, what in the world is going on? I legitimately could not believe what was unfolding before my eyes. The audacity of the people who orchestrated that threat, because that's what it was. Complete tyranny, treason. And then to effectively do that, walk away as if they did nothing at all, and like it's supposed to be all good, like they're supposed to be all clear. I wore the sweatshirt today because this represents my ancestors. This represents everything that we've marched and rallied and protested for. Human rights, the rights that we so deserve. All we ever asked was to be treated fairly and equally in a country that we helped build. They literally tried to destroy what slaves built, what my ancestors built. My ancestors built the White House. My ancestors built those monuments. My ancestors put their hands in the soil and helped erect all that stuff that they call theirs. That's not their stuff. It's not theirs. I mean, at the end of the day, if that's what peaceful protesting and activism is, I would throw it all away, because that's not what I stand for. That's not how we were brought up. When we go out in the streets, when we rally, when we march, when we protest, we do it for a reason. It's in response to being unfairly treated. It's in response to being unjustly treated. It's in response to being treated inhumane. It's not in response to an election that we lost. We always lose. We've been losing from day one. We never go out and destroy stuff. We take a loss, we step back, we rebuild, we regroup, we repair, we reconstruct, we redevelop, we rethink it, we remodel it, and then we go out and we redo it. And we do it better. That display yesterday, that was like, it's something I've never seen before, and I'm sorry that I'm so upset and I'm so emotional, but I just cannot understand. I've traveled to marches and protests and rallies for the past 10 years. We've been to DC, we've been to New York, we've been to Detroit, we've been to Atlanta. Every time we show up, it's a line of police waiting for us, going over the rules and regs, what we can and can't do. Don't step past this line, don't cross this street. We'll get arrested just for speaking out. We'll get arrested for saying a cuss word. And to see what we saw yesterday, the police literally gave them a pass, literally opened the door for them, literally walked down the steps with them, took selfies with them. What, you tell me what that was about. You tell me what you think that was about. It's just not fair. And everything that we've been saying for the past few years, literally now, other people are beginning to see it. The revolution is being televised. And a lot of things that are hidden are coming to light. But it's the same thing that these people on my shirt died for. The same thing they protested, the same thing that they screamed out. We just need the people to understand where we're coming from. And now maybe, hopefully, people have a better understanding. We never going to destroy. That's not us. We go in each and every time to honor what our ancestors, what the people before us died for. That's what it's all about. It's not about destroying the government. It's about checking the government. We don't expect the police to shoot them, and we're not asking the police to shoot them. We're just asking them not to shoot us. That's it. Live and let live. That's it. But don't display it for us and expect us to be okay with it.
I understand.
I hope so. I hope so, for real, because I'm very, like I said, I'm very emotional being an activist, being out there all the time, being on the front lines, trying to have a committed conversation, not only with the community, but with the police, trying to build a trust and bring everyone together. where these people that was out there yesterday, they told the police, like, y'all ain't supposed to do this to us. We work with you all. Like, how is that supposed to make us feel? Like, what kind of bond what kind of secret bond do they have? You know, what's their code? Maybe we missing something.
Where do you think your activism, the country, everything, where do you think we go from here? What needs to happen next?
You know what? I mean, honestly, I honestly don't know where to go from here. You know, my prayer, my hope is that what happened yesterday will literally build a conversation as to where people can get a better understanding of our expectation, of the way we feel that we've been treated. Yesterday was an example of how. Just imagine if we went, because I've been to DC for a march. We marched in DC. We marched. We couldn't carry backpacks. We couldn't even get near the state capitol. We couldn't even get near the steps. But just imagine this. Imagine if we climbed those walls. Imagine if we climbed those steps. Imagine if we broke out windows and forced our way into buildings and did all that. What do you think the headline would read right now? Because it definitely would read only 52 arrested and 4 dead. It wouldn't read that. That would not be the headline. Even after the so-called curfew, they were still out there milling around and doing stuff. Imagine if that was us doing that. What would happen? I've seen people get beat down at a protest, just like I said, for being on the wrong side of the line. We nearly got arrested in Atlanta because we're on the side of the street that we didn't know we were supposed to be on. Police hitting us with bikes, yelling in our face, screaming in our face, striking us with batons, all this stuff. This didn't happen in the 60s. This happened in 2020. This just happened. This didn't happen years ago. This happened last year. So imagine if we stormed the Capitol building. Imagine if we stormed the White House. Imagine if we spewed out the threats that they spew out. Imagine that. I've dealt with tapped phones. I've dealt with people following me. I've dealt with death threats. I've dealt with people messaging me crazy stuff on social media. I've dealt with a lot of stuff, and I've endured a lot. I've endured a lot doing the right thing for my people. But that right there, that's pure insanity. It's unacceptable, it's inexcusable, and anybody that tries to come up with any type of excuse for that is just as bad as the people who did it. That's just the way I feel about it.
Excellent job so far. Is there anything else you think you want to add in there that I haven't asked
because like
you?
I told you, I'm so emotional, you know, I'm just really not even trying to, you would never know where I'm coming from with this unless you really been with me with this. You know, unless you literally been on the walk with me through the past 10 years of this with me, and then to see that yesterday and to know firsthand how we would have been treated if we did it. See, I'm not talking from a spectator's perspective. I'm talking from someone that's literally been out there, face-offs and all this stuff with the police, that's literally tried to do the right thing each and every time to make sure that everyone else with us got home safely. Because every time we put on our clothes and get dressed to go out, we already have in our mind we might not make it back. Those people who did that yesterday, they never had that thought in their mind that they might not make it back. They had no fear. No fear for the police, no fear for authorities. They didn't fear even being government threats themselves, being domestic terrorists, because that's what they are. They went out with no fear. When I leave my house to go to a protest, I have that fear in my heart. So unless you're out there on the front lines with us, marching, rallying, protesting for the rights of others, for pure, just human rights, because that's all it is, then you'll never know where I'm coming from. I can stand here all day and talk to you and do an interview all day, but unless you're really out there, unless you're feeling what we feeling, there ain't too much more I can say. We need to get it right. We need to get it right. But where do we go from there getting it right if the mindset of part of the country is cheering that type of stuff on? That was pure buffoonery. But if there are people out there still cheering that stuff on, then how do we do it? How do we fix it? What is the fix? where do we go from here? I don't have the answers to that question. Like I said, my prayer is that we continue to committed conversations, that we don't bring this type of craziness to our own community, you know, that we all really come to the table and commit to each other, that we're going to be a better people to each other, that we commit that we're going to show the next generation how it's really supposed to be done the right way. Because Lord forbids if my grandkids saw what happened yesterday and thought that was right. God forbids if some of these other young people that's out here that's part of the movement now feel like we've been doing it all wrong, so that's the right way to go. I would never encourage anybody to do that. As a leader that's respected, as a leader that's reputable, I would never encourage people to go and destroy anything. But we've been blamed for a lot. And that's the problem that we have. The mere fact that we're always blamed for things that just happened yesterday. And then the ones that do it, they try to remove the blame and put doubt in people. Everybody know what that was yesterday. Everybody know who handed down the order yesterday. And then as I watched the video of the president praising them, telling him he loves them, telling them just go home, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. What was that? I just can't. I just can't. Anything else? I just can't. I just can't.
That's good.
I just.
That's good. Yeah.